I'm originally from Vancouver, Canada. I pursued the American dream and moved to California actually 10 years ago this month. And I moved to San Francisco to work in tech. I was lucky enough to work at a couple startups that did fairly well. And then as COVID approached, I moved down to San Diego, and I had this realization that I kept being this accidental real estate investor. Like I would buy a house that I wanted to live in. Me and my boyfriend, now husband at the time, bought a condo in Vancouver. Like a year later, we moved to San Francisco. We didn't make any money on it. Then San Francisco, we bought a house. COVID happened. We moved to San Diego within a year of buying that house. We were losing money on it every month. And I was just thinking to myself, like, why am I always losing money on real estate? Because I know people who make so much money in real estate. And I love real estate. I love like cruising Zillow and Redfin and looking at properties and trying to understand what I could do with them. So when we moved to San Diego, and as we looked to buy another house for ourselves, I decided, you know what? We don't need to buy anything to live in. I'm one of those rare people who owns multiple properties, but I actually rent. I rent a block from the beach in San Diego because I prefer to live a block from the beach, and those properties are very expensive to buy, especially at current interest rates. And I decided to start buying investment properties instead. I was lucky enough at that time. I had just had my son, so I was on mat leave. I had a bit of time, fell down, the real estate rabbit hole of Bigger Pockets and Furnish Finder and all the different podcasts and books, and decided to start investing. Bought a property in Georgia, then bought one in California. Bought a couple of different properties that I mostly short-term rent, sometimes mid-term rent. And then I decided to get into flipping. So I'm actually working on my first flip at the moment.
Awesome, awesome. So that's a whole lot of stuff, and this is unique where you are investing first and actually renting for your primary. I mean, this is unique. Awesome.
Hmm.
So, Nicole, how many doors do you have right now?
Oh, so I guess I have five doors.
Five doors, and they
Uh-huh.
are spread between all short-term and mid-term rentals. No long-term rentals, right?
I do actually, my San Francisco home that was our old primary, still a long-term rental to this day. They have very strict short-term rental rules in San Francisco, and I just haven't wanted to put in the work to furnish it because I kind of have just been waiting for the right moment to sell it. So that is my one long-term rental still.